All right, what's up? So we're back with kind of a Locked video. Not really, because as a lot of you already know, Locked is going through a lot of changes, and one of those major changes is a full fresh recode. So in this video, I'm just gonna be providing a little bit of context and why they're doing this, because I had a few conversations with Zool. I know a lot about the update, but I can't say anything. But regardless of that, I'm gonna say as much as I can, or as much as I'm allowed to, hopefully. So yeah, let's get into it. So the first thing I want to cover is why they're doing this entire recode. So there was a message, I'm not too sure where it is, but I remember Strike, answering a question from one of the community members saying, why aren't you guys adding a weapon, and why are you changing the entire game itself? Because people already like the game. And I agree, people already do like the game. I like the game. I love the system, I love the weapons, and if I didn't, then I wouldn't have like 2,000 something hours on the game, and I wouldn't be making YouTube on it. So, it's a fair point. But then Strike said, or I don't know who it was, but one of them said that, instead of just weapons, we want to add more. And, at one point, weapons do end up getting pretty dry. Because if all you add is weapons, it just kind of gets kind of repetitive, and there's a limit to how many weapons there can be in a game based off Blue Lock, because you'll eventually run out of characters. And I'm not allowed to leak this. I was gonna say something, but I'm not allowed to leak it. But anyways, so earlier as well, I think it was in the Spiked Discord, where Azul mentioned something about recoding Locked entirely. Let me find it. Here, this one. So Locked is a huge mess. A lot of things I look back and I see are completely cooked in terms of optimization, exploiting, smoothness, etc. I wouldn't declare that this would be my first official game, and not just a project. So Locked started off as a project, and this is an actual game. So he said this a while ago. This is before even Spiked released. So this was during testing, like way before testing too. I remember this. So yeah, so when testing, when this came out, I was really hyped. And when testing first came out, I got into the tester phase. And I think this was when Spiked will release within the next, yeah. So this is like on September is when Spiked released. This was in June. So like a while ago. But anyways, back to Locked. So over here, you can clearly see, who knows, I may rescript Locked entirely. So going back to the sneak peek that they did send, or did show to us, is a new logo, okay? And a new small sneak peek. So I know what this is, right? So this is basically a flick up that you can do, and you can clearly see the icon on top over here. This looks very similar to Spiked. So this is because they're basing the source code of Locked. People are calling this game Locked 2 in the community, and it's basically just a different game entirely. It's just supposed to be a whole different game. And you can clearly see the animations are way smoother, and it runs smoother. It has better effects and everything. So this is based off the Spiked source code. So the movement is pretty similar, and it just feels way more polished in my opinion as well, because I have tried the game. I played it. So this is the volley. So this is gonna be a manual volley that they will be adding. And this does look pretty cool. I'm not allowed to say anymore. They've rebranded from Momentum Games to just Momentum, I think, with an X. Cool logo, cool rebrand. So I mean, that's all we have for now. And I think they did talk about a little bit about the update early, over here somewhere. Oh no, so basically the what happened was there was a stage that was made that said the future of Locked, and this was right after the Spiked update happened, the new Spiked update, update 4, and they were talking. Strike was discussing about what's gonna happen to Locked. Are we getting any updates? And he said no, we're not getting any more updates, because Zool and the small developer team is working on a whole new game, like I said. So don't expect any Locked updates for a while. And I don't know, people, I thought I knew, but I don't know the release date, because it's always wonky with development, especially with such a small team of developers. And being able to do all of this with just like 4 or 5 developers, crazy to me. But I mean, yeah, that's the current state of Locked. There's no updates, there's nothing. So for my channel, this means that I won't have much locked content. Maybe some of my old videos that I have that I'll post, but nothing more than that. Maybe here and there some funny moments that I'm playing, but I've been focused on Spiked right now. And you guys seem to enjoy Spiked a lot more as well, from the view count and from the likes and stuff. So I will continue to upload Spiked. And I can't wait for the bi-weekly updates that are coming. That Azul announced in the Spiked server. So I mean, that's really all I want to cover in this video, and talk about how Locked is gonna, change in the next coming months. I'm sure they'll give out more sneak peeks. I know there's more to the game than this, but it's still in pretty early development. And I don't want to get anyone's hopes up by giving them dates, because I don't know the dates myself. So I just know that this game is going to be absolutely amazing, just like how Locked is right now. Sure, it can get boring, it can get, really dry sometimes, but at the end of the day, there's not much you can do to a game that started off as a project, and you just keep adding stuff or refining stuff. There's a point where you kind of have to end up restarting the entire thing, and I'm glad Zul has taken this step for the future of the game as well. And I mean, yeah, that's really all. I'm just glad they're doing this, and I'm glad, this will help the community a little more, because it's pretty closed off community. There's EU, NA, Asia, OCE, and I guess two of those regions, or three of the regions, are pretty dead. EU is dead, OCE is dead, Asia is not really dead, but it's dying. I don't know about NA. So I'm glad they're doing this for the community as well. And the only thing I do hope for with the new Logged is more updates and more community engagement. Because with Spike, there's a lot of community engagement. There's the main league that includes every single region. There's a lot of things that actually do end up, falling within the community's expectations. There's nerfs, there's buffs and stuff. There's constant changes that are being made. That's because the game is based or made for a competitive scene. Locked was not made for a competitive scene from the start. It was made as a project, something fun. So yeah, that's really all I want to cover in this video. If you guys have any questions, I might be able to answer them, I might not, I don't know, but just drop a comment and I'll try my best. So yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. So this means that there's not much Locked content gonna come out, and I don't know if I'll even be able to upload much more Locked content, because I'll be in university, maybe, and they might release it when I'm in university, they might release it before I go to university, so I have no clue. But let's hope that I'm there when the new game comes out. But anyways, that's enough yap. I appreciate you guys listening to me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.